All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to My Mom's Basement. It is Robbie Fox, and I am here with WWE superstar Sheamus ahead of this upcoming weekend's, not as we record this, but January 25th, Saturday night's main event. I'm very excited for this. I love that Saturday night's main event is back in our lives, very nostalgic. Sheamus, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Is that so you're in your mom's basement, are you?
Yeah. I'm, kayfabe.
Oh, that's all right, man. Don't worry about it. Did she let you paint the wall that way, or is that just a
Yeah,
backdrop to use with the app? It's a
no,
fairy that's
Mama
that's
Fox
real.
lets me do whatever I want. She's the best. Before we talk about the future, though, Saturday night's main event, I would love to go back. You had a great 2024. Did you have a favorite match you had in 2024? One that you were particularly most proud of?
Proud of them all, I think. I really enjoyed that last triple threat at Survivor Series, which is probably my last match of 2024. But man, there's been a lot. Like I think the first match I had with Ivar, when I came back with the extra cushion around my waist. That was a pretty nerve-wracking one for me because I didn't think that was I didn't at one stage I didn't even think I was going to be able to wrestle ever again. So I came back on that one. I was pretty nervous with that, but Ivar is such a great talent. It wasn't it was easy enough. But the triple threat I think with me, Drew, and Dragunov. I think that was the match for me that I actually felt I'm back. Like because the first couple of matches I was still nervous about my neck, and I
Yeah.
still felt like very vulnerable because I took a knee and maybe my second match back, whatever. In the back, I just somehow got kneed in the back of the neck again. That wasn't good. And then, but then that match, that three-way that I had in Boston, I think it was actually on the day of my 15-year anniversary. That's the one where I'm like, I'm good. I was real confident my neck was going to hold up, and that was the one that was kind of like, that was one where I really thought, oh, I'm good now. I'm good. I don't have to worry about my neck anymore. I don't have to worry anything. I feel rock solid.
Where did that rank for you in terms of like the nervousness you faced over your career? Was it up there?
Yeah, the first one I had, the first match with Ivar back, that was probably I'd say that the nervousness of that would have been up there with my debut on ECW and my WrestleMania match, my first WrestleMania match with Triple H. That would have been, and then my first pay-per-view match, obviously. So my first pay-per-view match was Survivor Series in '09. And I was so nervous that they have the lads there from the athletic commission and they take your heart rate and all that. But I was so nervous that they had to go back two or three times because my heart was so amped up because I was literally so nervous about like my first pay-per-view match. And this is something I wanted to do my whole life, it wasn't just something I, fell into. It was always the goal. So that was pretty, so I think those three, debut '09. I got it because it was live. So the thing about ECW was when I was on the SmackDown ECW rosters were together, but because we're on the West Coast, it had to go live. So my debut was live. And there was no like you couldn't afford any mess ups or whatever or mistakes. And then of course the pay-per-view for Survivor was my first ever one. And then obviously the Triple H Mania match. I was up there 100%. I was so nervous, mate. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know, how how my neck was going to hold up. I didn't know like if I've had a lot of ring rust on me, even though I've been down in the performance center, kind of trying to iron a lot out. So yeah, human beings, mate. We have a lot goes through our mind as human beings. And that's the thing. You never know what someone else is going through at the time. But it was a lot, but I got through it, and here I am.
When you're feeling that way backstage, are you vocal about that? Are you trying to hide it from everyone else around you? Like what is the experience getting over that and overcoming that like?
Oh, I'm normally quiet when it comes to that thing. I normally keep to myself. I kind of go internal and that sort of stuff. I don't really get too vocal. If I'm hot about something or something's gone wrong or I'm really pissed and my adrenaline's going, I can definitely be vocal. But before something like that, where you just, you're getting ready, it's a lot of it is internal. Just kind of like
Mhm.
trying to clear my mind, trying to just go through everything in my head and just try and like keep myself calm and reassure myself that I've done this for nearly 20 years and this is going to be no different. but you have internal fights sometimes with yourself because no, it's not. It's gonna go. I mean, in the ring forever. No, no, it's gonna be grand. So yeah, so that conversation goes on with yourself before you go out to something as big as that. Live TV, packed house, and nearly 15,000 screaming WWE fans. Yeah, it's definitely one where you gotta get your mind right.
So on the flip side of live TV, I love house shows and live events. I've gone to so many throughout the course of my life. Do you have a favorite match you've had untelevised?
Yeah, I think the one I had that I really, really enjoyed it was against Del Rio. Not Del Rio, Daniel Bryan, I'm sorry. I think it was just before Mania 27. So we did a couple of matches before the Garden. And I remember we just we're going all out. And me and Bryan were just, because I think at that stage we knew we'd been bumped off WrestleMania 27. So we were supposed to have a US title match. It all changed. I don't know if you look back, it turned into a pre-show match, which turned into a
Yeah.
battle royal, it was an absolute nightmare. It was really like a really stiff punch to the gut. So we were fired up, and we went out there, and it was like a street fight, I think, and we just basically just killed each other. Almost in a safe way. Like we just battered each other. And I remember one time I went for the brogue, and out of nowhere, my foot went through the middle and top rope. So I literally ended up hanging upside down on the outside of the ring. It was all on the fly. Brian proceeds to get a kendo stick and starts smashing my ankle with the kendo stick as hard as he could. That was kind of the extent of what we did. And I remember coming back, and some of the lads were like, the senior guys were, at the time were like, well, why are you doing that? Like, you guys are crazy. Delight, the delight. And I was like, yeah, we were just like, well, we're just trying to break that glass ceiling, fella. I think it was Cena actually said to us, thought we were crazy. He said, John, we're just trying to break that glass ceiling. We were really hard. We were really hard to follow, mate. We were really hard for
Yeah,
the main event to follow. Like
I
we
believe
didn't we
it.
didn't care. We just went out and did. We didn't give a shit, man. We went out there and we went did everything we could to steal the show because that was our way of making a point and proving a point.
That's awesome.
And I was gonna say Brian was one of my, especially my early days of my career, was one of my favorite opponents to
Yeah,
work. We just had such mad. I mean, we had an unbelievable chemistry. And we knew
for
each other's
sure.
moves so well. How it was awesome, man. Just so physical.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about Saturday night's main event, and I wanted to look back at some of the history of Saturday night's main event. So I pulled three main events from the 80s and 90s, and you tell me which one, just based on the matchup, you would most like to go back in time and be there for. So Saturday night's main event four, we had Hulk Hogan versus Terry Funk for the WWF Championship. Saturday night's main event 18, we had Randy Savage versus Andre the Giant. And Saturday night's main event 31, we had Bret Hart versus Papa Shango. So out of those three main events, which one would you like to go back and watch?
They're the three you pulled.
They're the three I pulled. They're the three I found very interesting for this.
It's very interesting, especially with Terry Funk. I never knew Terry Funk wrestled Hogan in one of the first Saturday main events. I'd have to go with Savage Andre. I was a huge Savage fan, and as a kid too, Andre was such a spectacle for me. Such a unbelievable just again what WWE was about, larger than life characters. So I'd have to go with Savage Andre.
That's a good
Was
pick. On
Savage was
the
Savage was Savage champion at the time?
yeah,
He was, right? I thought
yep,
it was probably after WrestleMania 4, right?
probably was. Yeah. I
Yeah,
would
yeah. When
yeah, I think it was like
the
89-ish,
tournaments.
88-ish.
Yeah, 80, yeah, 89 maybe. Because not no, 88 probably. 88 into 89
Yeah.
because 89 was Hogan, Savage, and then 90 was Warrior Hogan. But the thing about it was that WrestleMania 4 was probably one of my favorite WrestleManias because the tournament style, I just thought it
Yeah.
was phenomenal. The tournament style was just awesome. One
That
Man
was
Gang
awesome.
was in
Yeah.
there before he became what's his name? Akeem the African Dream.
Yep.
Jeez.
Him and Big Boss Man, what a tag team they were. Yeah.
Were they Twin Towers
Um,
or something? Yeah.
They were, yeah. Speaking of tag teams, I've always loved the finish of the Bar versus the New Day at Roadblock. I think it was when you guys won the tag titles off of them. It was the fake tag finish where you dive on top of Kobe after the Trouble in Paradise. Do you remember coming up with that, or who came up with that?
That was Cesaro. That was 100% Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah, that's his mind. Still one of the greatest. And I was like, man, you want my fat ass to jump onto Kofi and you make the tag? But it was unbelievable. That was just Claudio, man. He just yeah, he's unbelievable to work with. And he's one of the reasons why, like, at that stage of my career, he just totally like, reinvigorated me, you know what I mean? Gave me my passion, brought my passion back to where it should be. But yeah, that was unbelievable, man. Because we were trying so hard to win those titles, and obviously we won them. But the fake tag was incredible finish,
Yeah, it
unbelievable,
was so creative.
so creative. That's Tony, though. That's Big Dick Tony.
Yeah.
That's what
Who
everyone
do you?
calls him, by the way, in the locker room.
Everyone calls him Tony.
Big Dick Tony.
Well, that transitions perfectly to my next question. Who do you think the funniest person on the WWE roster is? Who makes you laugh the hardest?
Otis.
Otis,
Oh,
really?
Otis, dude. Otis is he's the guy who just talks in riddles and you don't understand what he's saying half the time. And I can't repeat what he says because it's just like he's just you probably couldn't comprehend it, but he's literally one of the funniest guys. Like he's definitely one guy that everyone wants to be around all the time is Otis. I think I wouldn't know to have a bad word to say about the fella. He's awesome.
I could believe that. Seeing, the work he does on television, I could believe that he's the funniest guy on the roster.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome, man. If you want to go out for a night out, he's the guy you want to be with, man. He's definitely the most entertaining. You'll see. He'll make
Nice.
sure there's not one moment that you're bored.
And I see a lot of titles behind you. Tom Holland actually recently said that he has every like Funko Pop of himself as Spider-Man that they ever made. You have countless action figures and toys made of you over the years, I'm sure. Do you collect those as well or no?
No, I have one Funko, and the toys I have they're all up in the attic. So I have like, and I just give them like like I got stuff from the very beginning. Like they used to send me boxes, and I was like, so I have them all in the attic. I don't have like over the years I've given like to friends' kids and stuff, and I'll sign them and give them out. So I don't really collect them. I don't even know. Like the thing for me with action figures, I feel is like there's a lot of people on the roster that will keep changing their gear every 4 weeks, and I could do that, but I just don't see the point. So I just kind of like I don't really give Mattel the options to create so many different variants of my character because I've like I went back and there was a time when I changed it a lot, but I think for the last 4 or 5 years I've kind of stuck to the same gear I've had like since I started. So but I have a lot of stuff upstairs, Brawl and Buddies, all that stuff. But over the years I've given them out. It's cool to see, and actually all the old WWE magazines as well. So
Yeah.
they're all basically in those yellow and black tote boxes. I couldn't tell you where half the stuff is, to be honest. It's
Yeah,
it's all up there. But again, yeah, if my nephew wants any stuff or whatever, at least it's there and they can just take it. But I think some
true.
of it's collector's items at this stage. Like you're talking about 16, 17 years of stuff. It's mad. I have a couple
Definitely.
posters on the wall from the pay-per-view chairs. Like I have like that one there,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
that's a
and that,
classic Extreme Rules, right?
yeah, and then that one. This used to be the bar actually. So this used to be the bar. I had like my Guinness bar in the house, the
Yeah.
front room. But I just turned it into an office because I was tired of doing it in the kitchen. The wife
Yeah.
cooking behind me.
The Guinness bar, that's obviously a very Irish thing. Just because I'm curious, I just had an Irish fighter on my show. Have you seen the movie Kneecap? Do you have any thoughts on the movie Kneecap? It's kind of making waves this year.
I haven't seen it. It was on there. I've heard a lot about them through friends. People have been telling me to watch it, but I was going to watch it on the flight over to San Jose last week, but I was super tired and I just passed out. So I'll have to watch it. I heard a lot of cool things about it, but I haven't had a chance to throw my eyes on it yet. A
I
lot of
would
people.
definitely recommend it. I thought it was great.
I'll definitely will. Sami Zayn was talking about it, talking about it to me Monday while rubbing his nipples. So that's a good sign that Sammy, when Sammy rubs his nipples and he's telling his story, it means that it's really good.
He's really into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
animated
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
The nipple thing is a dead giveaway for Sammy. So yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Listen, I don't know how we top that. Sheamus, thank you for the time. I really appreciate it. Of course, Saturday night's main event on NBC, Saturday the 25th. Everyone tune in. It's awesome. It's nostalgic. You get everything in an hour. It's perfect. Sheamus, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Please don't tell anyone that Sami Zayn rubs his nipples when he's getting excited, you know?
I won't. We'll make sure nobody put that clip out. No, keep this between us, people.
Yeah, yeah, you know. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks, fella.